In this video, I'm going to be upgrading various components on this Jansno X50 electric bike to improve the ride quality for my long rides. The first thing I'm going to do is upgrade to this straight handlebar. I'm not a big fan of these beach cruiser handlebars. It doesn't give you a lot of control and your wrists are twisted. And this straight handlebar should be a big improvement over the stock handlebars. The next thing I'm going to do is upgrade to a fully adjustable air shock in the rear here. This air shock can be adjusted based on rider's weight and riding condition. And then the last thing I'm going to do is add a cargo bag so that I can carry my tools and some water on very long rides. So a link to all these products is above and in the description. But before we get started, I hope that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and let's get after it. I'm going to replace the stock handlebars as they're bent back like a beach cruiser. I really don't like it. It's uncomfortable as you're steering. I'm going to put a straight handlebar like you see here, and it should be a much more comfortable ride and also give me better control. Before you loosen and remove the handlebars, you want to remove the various components and grips on the handlebars. So what I'm going to do is remove these handle grips, and I'm also going to remove the headlight and horn button, the brake, the display, the shifter, the brake, and the throttle over here. You can use the toolkit that the bike was shipped in or various hex keys to remove each of these components and then slide it off the original handlebars, and then we'll just reinstall them on the new handlebars. So it takes a little bit of effort. Now make sure that you don't lose this little cap. This cap protects the throttle from getting pinched against the half grip. So you want to make sure that you don't lose that. This is the new handlebars. You can see here this centers it. What I'm going to do is center that on there and then install this cap. Probably just let this slide around, get all these screws started, and then get that centered. Now that this is getting a little bit tighter, I'm going to go ahead and get those centered. All right, I want to make sure that the handlebar is in the right position. I do not want to roll them this way or that way. And now I'm going to reinstall my equipment that I have here. So I'm going to start with the shifter. Slide that into place, put the brake on. This one looks to be a little bit heavier duty handlebars, so I'll loosen this up a little bit more. Okay, there we have it. And then last but not least, put my throttle on, although I need to bring all this stuff out here and slide it on. And then put my grip on so I know the proper location of everything. So remember to use this little plastic cap. You're going to slide that on. And then last but not least is the grip. That way you can get the distance you need. If it's too hard to put on, you may have to put some soap on here and then it will slide on without an issue. Now what I'm going to do, oh yeah, much better ride. Get this situated, get the brake where I want it to be, get the shifter where I want to be. It's right at that bend. So, all right. Now I'm just going to tighten all this up in reverse order. Right, now we want to install the hardware on this side. We want to start with the screen. Don't put it on too far. Then it was the brake. Handlebar is a little bit wider, so loosen this up a little bit more. Get that on there. Headlight switch. Slide that all the way in there. And then last but not least is this grip. Put some soapy water in there. Then this grip will slide right on. Gonna tighten this down, tighten the different components down. All right, I got the handlebars installed. It's much more comfortable than it raked back like this and your wrists are twisted. This is a much more natural position, much more comfortable. If you do want the handlebars raised up, what you could do is buy a gooseneck that has an angle to it that will raise the handlebars if you want them higher. Let's get started on the install of the cargo bag. This cargo bag installs really easily on the bike. You simply use the two Velcro straps that you see here and attach them through the loops on the pouch, and it attaches really nice and easy. You can also install it on the crown like I shown here, and this bag has a couple different pockets, which is kind of neat. It has this soft pocket you can put your phone in, it won't get scratched, and then it has this pocket here for some smaller items and tools, and then there is this larger pocket that you see here, and in here it's got some pockets or dividers. It also has a strap so you can take this bag off and carry it like a purse or a merce. And then I carry my tools in here. There's definitely ample room for a water bottle and other things that you may want to carry. This is what the new handlebars look like with and without the cargo bag. So overall, this is a great addition to the bike, which allows me to carry cargo with me and not in all my pockets. In this segment, we're going to replace the stock shock, which is not adjustable, with this adjustable air fork. You're also going to need one of these shock pumps, and there is a valve on either end here that allows you to change the pressure based on the rider's weight and riding conditions. If you want a little more damp, obviously lower pressure. If you want a little more firm, then higher pressure. I'm going to start out with 100 psi on each of these chambers. I believe the operating pressure is anywhere from 200 to 60 is the bottom. So I'm sitting here at about 60 right now. So I'm going to pump that up to about 80. Go a little more. And now I'm going to do the bottom one also. Down here. Check this. And then I'll be able to install that. Everything bolts right on. Got about actually 90 psi on each chamber. So that'll give me a little better dampening ride. I can adjust that up and down once I get the shock installed. All right, put those caps on. To remove the shock, you're going to need two 5mm hex keys, and you're going to loosen the bolts. I'm going to push the sleeve out, wiggle this around. Not doing a too good job here. All right, now you can see the bike can move up and down. That's where the squeaking comes from. It barely moves, so I'm going to put a little bit of oil down in there to get this to move a little freely. You can see, no wonder why this shock doesn't work very well. The bolts are probably too tight there, and it's preventing it from moving as needed. The new one, I'm going to install the same way. You can see here, I'm going to use the original fasteners that came with the bike. but it's definitely a lot better ride than the stock one, which was rigid. After installing the new air shock, I noticed that the frame creaked at this pivot point. I removed the plastic caps from either side, and I noticed that there was a fastener that was over torqued. It's a 6mm hex. You can see it here. I loosened it up, and then I tightened it just a quarter turn past tight, and now the rear trailing arm moves freely and the shock is fully adjustable and it rides a lot better, and I no longer have that creaking or squeaking. Now these new handlebars are a much more comfortable riding position. I feel better control than the ones that were tilted back or the stock ones. The cargo bag is easily accessible right here. The rear shock, you can see, dampens, no problem. And it's definitely a lot more comfortable ride. Let's try it off-road here. Definitely a lot better than the stock one, which was really jarring and hardly moved at all. So overall, I'm really impressed with these upgrades. I hope that you liked this video. Subscribe to my channel. If you have any suggestions for upgrades, please leave in the comments. Thanks for watching.